Hello again and welcome back to another one, and the drama from a single Eminem verse continues as many on Twitter rally for Eminem to get cancelled for some of his lyrics on Realest. In fact, some have urged rappers to step up to quote check Eminem for spilling some ice cold facts on his verse, and we'll be exploring some of the highlights on social media so far when it comes to the outrage Eminem's fueled with one verse in 2023. And while we are at it, we got some interesting milestones for Melle and Eminem's Realest to explore, and some OGs have shared their thoughts on the situation, from Chuck D, King Crooked, who cleared up some misconceptions, to the DOC, the latter who spoke with All Hip Hop a few hours ago. And just a heads up, some hip hop legends considered the GOAT by many are already getting dragged for rating Eminem. The hate runs deep. And before we dive in, there's a couple of interesting milestones for Realest. It hit #1 on iTunes in a couple of countries, but here's one that raised eyebrows based on the narratives we constantly see on social media. Check this out. Realest by Melle with Eminem peaked at #1 in both Australia and Nigeria's iTunes hip-hop/rap chart. And I don't know if you heard that right, but for those in the back, it says hit #1 in Nigeria.
What? Hold up, wait a minute. Wow.
Now, Nigeria is the most populous African country, over 213 million people, and for those who don't know, basically 99% of the population would be considered black. Keep this fact in mind, and we'll be revisiting this at the latter part of the video based on a popular narrative about Eminem in the United States. So starting with the DOC, he recently spoke on the spat between Eminem and Melle Mel in an exclusive with All Hip Hop. The DOC stands with Eminem in beef with Melle Mel after this track drops, and from the interview it goes, "There is no any of us without Mel," the DOC told All Hip Hop, "but I think Mel was voicing his opinion, and he's a gladiator in this sport as well, so he should have known if he thought the little kid was gonna be afraid of him. You can only push the little guy around so long before he feels like he's in a corner and gotta do something. I think Eminem did what he thought he was supposed to do, and I stand by Eminem and what he said." So clearly, just like many of us who've been following the story, he believes Eminem's response is justified based on the fact that Melle Mel's been dragging M for years. And he added, "I don't know whether Melle Mel took ish. That's not my concern," the DOC said. "They are writing raps. I look forward to Melle Mel and seeing what he gotta say after that. Maybe that'll bring Mel back to the forefront in a way where he can get in and get his point across." And Chuck D recently shared a tweet that's a nod to 8 Mile of how Eminem voices out his shortcomings and insecurities, and it makes it difficult for his opponents to hit him hard when he's already done it to himself. Check this out. "The thing that got me about Eminem was that he was better crashing on himself than those coming at him. Battle rap wise, that completely took the air out of the match, like a comedian killing himself on stage." And King Crooked cleared up a misconception when he stated that there's nothing Eminem can do to erase Melle Mel from hip-hop history, as some got the wrong impression like this: "Shocked you speaking against Eminem, LOL." To which Crook responded, "I'm not. I'm speaking facts that everyone in the cultures knows. Some people can't be erased. Eminem cannot be erased from history either. Period." And now heading back to the post about Realest going #1 in Nigeria. We all remember how El Jamar used Eminem to get Generation Alpha, Gen Z and Millennials to know he existed, or so I've been told, where his talking points were that it is white people listening to Eminem and he can't be considered the GOAT because he's white and a guest in hip-hop. And thousands of Eminem critics on social media make these points on a daily basis. But what happens when Eminem agrees with his critics that they can't put him at #1 because he's white like they've always said? Well, they get outraged that he agrees with them. In fact, on Twitter, they are having seminars. One lasted for over 4 hours, where thousands of users tuned in to cry. Eminem says race is why he's not #1. Will any rapper check him? And this left me with a head scratcher, because we've heard it for years from the likes of El Jamar that Eminem can't be the GOAT because he's white. So what exactly would they be checking Eminem for? That he agrees with them? And this sparked responses like hosting space over a 1-minute verse of a rapper that y'all claim nobody care about him anymore. This is so embarrassing. Jobless behavior. loudly crying emoji. Think about it, over 4 hours talking about a rapper you hate. And in fact, around the same time, posts like these surfaced on Twitter, literally proving Eminem's point again. I hate when black folks put Eminem in their top 10, and that's not all, they are crying about this too. Eminem said, quote, "I'm a guest in this house, but I turned this B to a mansion." The caucasity of that statement, you bootleg fans are gonna act like you don't see how disrespectful that is to our culture that we built. First of all, who is we? What did this random user on Twitter add to hip-hop culture? How many trends did they set? How many top-tier verses have they dropped? How many hip-hop acts have they inspired? How many lives have they changed using hip-hop? Are they known for breakdancing, graffiti? How many albums have they bought? How many have they sold? The audacity to use the word we.
We? We.
And back on topic, where's the lie? Eminem for a fact expanded hip-hop even more. In fact, 50 Cent even took it further when he said new rappers need to be thankful.
I attribute that to also being connected to the three-headed monster. It's also Eminem and Dr. Dre.
Right.
You see, people forget. They forget what it really is. Big. Like, look at this. Our culture, when you see new artists, you see them with these Lamborghinis, these Rolls Royces and Bentleys and stuff like that. Hip-hop was not earning that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
It grew to a point that it's earning that kind of money now. And you look, when you're subjected to not having much in the cities and these environments where a lot of the talent is coming from, don't nobody buy nothing. They don't buy shit. You got to ask them when the last time you actually went and bought a CD.
Right.
Or paid for the actual record. Because they'll get it the best way they can. But they're the great promoters. They're the tastemakers. They're the strongest influencers in the world. Mm-hmm. But they don't buy it.
This was Chuck D from 2019 also speaking on this. Wherever I'm in the United States and someone asks what I'm doing and is rap coming back, I cannot answer to them on how bigger it is beyond their limited thought and nation. This is Milan, Italy last summer. After we opened for Eminem, there are 212 nations on earth and the USA is just one.
Eminem concert, there's about 1 trillion people. About 1 trillion people in this place.
Hold on 1 second. I need to do a sound check real quick.
So as you've seen so far, the people triggered by Eminem's verse have all been triggered by ice cold factual bars from Eminem. 50 Cent out the gate got certified sales in Japan after Eminem. These are just straight facts and they are still going. Eminem isn't #1 because he can't relate to the culture. I'm not taking away from his skill or talent, but he just hasn't made any music that connects with Black America, nor has he stood up for us. I guess we found the appointed speaker of all black people in the United States, and some have hit back with, if this ain't the biggest lie ever, M speaks on black topics more than black artist Drake.
Shoot a little bit of water.
M was the one calling out police brutality and speaking on the mistreatment of black people by cops, and he pays homage to the golden age of hip-hop at every turn. And even Rakim is already getting dragged for calling Eminem one of his favorite rappers. Notice the word white is included once again, but it's a problem when Eminem points it out. We have much more surrounding Melle Mel and Eminem's Realest, so be sure to like and subscribe for more. And we'll end it with this. Eminem drops a verse and the entire world has a meltdown.